What's up? Before I say anything or do anything, super special thank you to these people right here. They are really responsible for these videos. And if you are watching this, want to consider joining, check out the link down below in the description. Or go to patreon.com/SirHuntsReviews. Thank you so much. Now, for this video, you all seem to enjoy the shorter videos. So I decided to take a couple of interesting things that I think really need to be explained going into the show for the average show watcher who may not be aware. Please slap a like on this video. The like goal is going to be 420. Lonat and Zeldrizas Buzdari Ixas Hudawar. Okay, so interesting tidbit or fact number one. Laenor Velaryon is very much gay, right? So this is one of the main reasons why a question of succession or whatever is brought up for when Viserys makes it very apparent that Rhaenyra is going to be the one to precede him, right? He names her Princess of Dragonstone and really never backs down from that. There are people that question it. Obviously, the Queen's Party, the Greens, they're kind of right? Primogeniture is very much established in Westerosi society, and although there are no specific laws written down per se, there are tradition. And in Westeros, tradition is good as the written word, right? So anyway, because Laenor Velaryon is gay, right? Maester Melos is interested in saying, so what if he prefers the company of boys? I don't like fish. When fish is served, I eat it, right? Basically saying, like, even though he's gay, he still could do his duty in the marriage bed, making some babies with Rainier. They don't look like them, really, at all. In the books, Laenor Velaryon has pale skin and looks very much like a typical Targaryen. He's a dragon rider. All of his children, whether they're actually his or not, are dragon riders. So, when you take his features and Rainier's features, and then you find out that their children had black hair and brown eyes and a pug nose, you're like, well, holy shit. That's weird, right? Maybe they could take after Emma Arryn. Maybe they could take after Rainier's mother, right? But then you realize Laenor is gay. So then when you combine the two of those together, this is what makes Game of Thrones, or this is what makes House of the Dragon start off in a very similar way to Game of Thrones. Why don't the king's heirs, or in this case, the princess's heirs, look like her husband? It'll be interesting to see how this show handles that, and I will say that the themes do seem repetitive, but that's what makes Westeros tick. It's always a fight for the Iron Throne. The person sitting on the Iron Throne or the person next in line for the Iron Throne has to have an heir, and maybe even a spare. Now, the next thing that I want to mention is something that everyone should know, because HBO made it apparent that there will be flashbacks by casting younger versions of Rhaenyra and younger versions of Alicent. The older versions are played by Emma Darcy and Olivia Cook, and the younger versions are played by Millie Alcock and Emily Carey. Right? Emily Carey will be playing Alicent, and Millie Alcock will be playing the younger version of Rhaenyra. Emma Darcy plays the older version of Rhaenyra, and Olivia Cook plays the older version of Alicent. So, most of the events, most of the juiciest parts of this story take place in 129 AC and 130 AC, and then it's over. So there's a bunch of buildup for events that happen relatively quickly. So it kind of makes you wonder, are they going to be doing flashbacks the entirety of this series? Are they only going to be doing flashbacks for the first part of this series? Are they going to take the Corlys the Sea Snake spin-off series and expand upon the story that way? And maybe we'll just get 4 or 5 seasons of the main series, House of the Dragon, that just focus on the events that happened between 129 AC and 130 AC. It's kind of going to be interesting. I will say that I do think that each episode of this first season needs to be at least 60 minutes in length. Now, another thing, the last thing I want to mention for this video is that Daemon, Prince Daemon, although he is my favorite character, he may very much have a hand in the death of his wife, Rhea Royce, the death of Laenor, even though Laenor was killed in a duel, and also he may have had something to do with the mysterious death of Sir Lionel Strong and Sir Harwin Strong. Sir Harwin Strong is said to be the true father of Rhaenyra's children, and they died mysteriously in a fire at Harrenhal after they were sent from court, after rumors of Rhaenyra's children's true lineage and parentage reached King Viserys. So it's just assumed that that fire that killed them wasn't an accident. Obviously, there's a curse that goes along with Harrenhal, going all the way back to Harren the Black being a bastard and defying the Riverlands. He was an Ironborn lad who came inland and reaped havoc on the land for 40 years. So when Aegon the Conqueror came over and was like, yo, bend the fucking knee or get fucking roasted, he was like, I don't care what goes along outside my castle walls. But, honestly, even if Aegon didn't have dragons, it would have been easy to take out Harren the Black and do all that to his castle because, like I said, the River Lords were sick of his tyranny. For 40 years, he reigned and wreaked havoc. He was stealing stones from all the River Lords. He was stealing foods, all in all, to build this massive castle, Harrenhal, that pretty much any lord that resides over it after Harren the Black, including himself, is cursed, right? So Harren the Black and all of his line were wiped out. And it could be that curse that killed the Strongs, but more than likely it was probably Viserys or maybe even Daemon who destroyed them to get rid of the rumors of Rhaenyra's children's true parentage. And here's the thing, they may not look like the typical Targaryens, but they still ride dragons. And a dragon is a dragon, whether it's black or red or green. Alright, now I want to thank you all so much for watching. Super special shout out to these individuals right here. And also special thank you to every single member of my channel. If you want to watch my videos ad-free, you can click on join, which should be somewhere down above the description, maybe. But really all that does is just help make these videos more consistent. Because as you can see, they don't get very many views on YouTube. And that obviously equates to very low ad revenue. But it's only if you want to. No, I'm not forcing you to. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Mark, and this has been Sir Hunt's Alone Night Reviews. Oh yeah, and that's the most important thing. If you can't do any of that, just watching really helps.